This is Leading Forex, and today I want to talk about trend lines. As a trader, you need to know or identify the trend of the forex market. There are different ways people trade the forex market, but a good trader will always want to identify or know what trend the market is going. And when you are able to identify that, you can either join the trend or you wait for a pullback or a reversal. So the best way to trade is to be able to identify the trend of the market. And when you know the trend, you are able to tell when to enter into the market and when not to enter. And so every forex trader, whether a professional or a beginner, will always want to learn how to draw a trend line. We have two types of trend lines, and the picture here tells us or shows us the types of trend lines that we have. We have an uptrend and then a downtrend. An uptrend means the market is going bullish. An uptrend means the market is going bullish or is on the buy. And a downtrend means the market is going bearish or it's on the sell. So these are the two trends that we have in the forex market. And so when you are able to identify the trend, the best thing to do is to look out for signals that are in favor of the trend. Okay? The best thing to do is to look for signals that are in favor of the trend. So if you are in an uptrend market, then the best signal you can take is any signal that will give you a buy. If any signal presents itself and it is a buy signal, you know you are going in favor of the trend. And the same way when it is a downtrend, when the market is a downtrend, the best thing to do is to look for any signal that will be a sell signal. So when you have a sell signal, you know you are in the best position to take that trade. That is if the trend is a downtrend. But if it's an uptrend, you need to take trades that are in a uptrend or buy. All right? So now, how do you draw your trend? Or how do you identify the trend of the market? Now, there are two types of trends, just like I have shown you here. I have more pictures to show you what a trend is like. Now, this is more like a chart. Okay, so this one will be more convenient. Now, before I talk about this or I explain this, let me go back to the one I just showed you, this one. Now, how do you draw a trend, or how do you know this is a trend? Now, to know a trend, you need 3 dotted lines. This is 1. We are drawing an uptrend. This is 1, 2, 3. Immediately you are in a market that has at least 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Then you know that you are in a trend that is an uptrend. That is when the 3 dotted lines are facing upwards. But when they become more than 3, then you know you are in a trend which is an uptrend. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should tell you that this is an uptrend because the direction is moving upwards. Let's look at the other side. You need only 3 dotted lines to join. And here we have 1, 2, 3. And these 3 alone should tell you that it is a trend. So yours is to find out the direction. Is it pointing upwards or downwards? And you identify that this is pointing downwards. So this is a downtrend. So 1, 2, 3 is enough to tell you the direction of the market or the trend. So 4, 5, 6, you should know what the direction of the market is. So now let's go back to the real chart and then let's see if we can identify this. So like I said, you needed just 3 dotted lines to join to be able to tell you the direction of the market. So let's look at it here. The market starts from here. So 1, 2, 3. That is what a trend. Let's see if it continues. 4, 5, 6, 7, and currently 8 over here. Can you see that? So supposing the market was somewhere here, 1, 2, 3. That should be enough to tell you the direction of the market. So it continues like that, and then it goes all up. So this is an uptrend. This should be a clear uptrend for you to know. All right. Now let's take another example. Let's look at this one. Look at this. Let's say we started the market from here. Okay, it went all up and then it reached here, and then the trend changed. So this is 1, 2, 3. Did you see that? I take it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It didn't go, and I'm sure from here it's coming back 7. So you can see, with this you are able to identify the trend that this is a downtrend. From here, it's a downtrend. It came from an uptrend here, and then it started going down as a downtrend. All right. Now the problem is, which time frame should you use to draw a trend line? This is where the problem is. And so I want us to go to the real chart. I'm using TradingView for this tutorial. So with this is on GBP USD. Let's see. Can we identify a trend line? Let's see if we can identify a trend. So let's draw. We start from here. We come down. This is 1. Are we okay? 1. 1. Okay. This is 1. Let's see here. This is 2. 2. Let's see. This is 3. Let's see. This is 4. Then let's see. This is 5. And then let's see. This is 6. Then let's see. This is 7. And then currently, this is where the market is right now. This is 8. So can one tell me what trend we are in? This is what? A downtrend, isn't it? Everyone will agree that this is what? A downtrend. So this is how to identify a trend. It came from an uptrend, and then when it reached here, it resumed a new trend, which is a downtrend. Now, I identified this trend on the daily chart. This is on the daily chart. Now, I want to switch from this daily chart you are seeing here. Oh, sorry. I don't need this. Let me see if I can delete it. Yes. I should be able to delete this. Oh my God. Okay. Let me go for this so that I can delete some of these things from here. Okay. So, like I was saying, I used the daily time frame to identify this trend line. I used the daily time frame. Now, I want us to switch the time frame from daily time frame to maybe a 1 hour time frame and see if this trend line will still be the same. So let's see. From daily time frame to 1 hour time frame. Let's see how it comes. Let's see. This is on the 1 hour time frame. Let me zoom and then we'll see what it is like. Okay, let me try my best. I think I'd rather have to zoom out so that we can see the candles. Okay, good. Let me bring these guys up. This is on the 1 hour time frame, and I want you to take note of this. Look at what the market is. Let's zoom and see the trend we drew, whether it is going to be the same. On the daily time frame, we had something like this. Look at what we have on the 1 hour time frame. See, you will see that the trend line we drew on the daily time frame doesn't match the 1 hour time frame at all. Can you all see that? It doesn't match. Look at it. If we want to draw a trend line from this 1 hour time frame, it will totally be different from what we drew on the daily time frame. I don't know if you are getting it. Now look at on the 1 hour time frame. Let's see if we can draw a trend line from the 1 hour time frame. Look at it. On the 1 hour time frame, let's draw. See, it began from somewhere here, came up to here, continued from here to here. From here, it came up here. And then from here, it came somewhere here. From here, it went all up here. And then from here, it came down to this point. And then currently, it is on the up move. This is on the 1 hour time frame, my people. Look at this. On the 1 hour time frame, the trend is what? A buy trend. But on the daily time frame, it is what? It is, look at it, it is a sell trend or a downtrend. So these are two different trends you are seeing in the market. Now you ask yourself, which of these trends should you go for, or which of these trends will be the best? This is where the confusion comes, isn't it? Because you don't know which one to use, because on the daily time frame, the trend line is different from the 1 hour time frame. And it is going to be the same when you go to other time frames. You will see that the trend lines will be different. So in that case, which of the time frame trend lines will you use or consider? Is it on the 1 minute time frame, or on the 30-minute time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, or on the daily time frame, or even weekly time frame? Which of the time frames would you use as your trend line? And this is where a lot of Forex traders, not just the beginners, the professionals, this is where they always have problem. Because drawing a trend line is good, but on which time frame will a trend line be very good? That is the problem with trend line. That is the challenge we have with trend lines. And so this is the major task everyone is trying to clear or get an understanding of. Someone will draw a daily time frame trend line and will get some signals correct. Other people will draw a 1 hour trend line and they will also get some signals correct. Others will even draw 30-minute trend line and they will get some signals correct. Some will also even draw 50 minutes time frame trend line and they will get some signals correct. So it becomes difficult to identify which trend line is the best or the best to use. And so this should tell you that if you want to concentrate on trend line, drawing trend lines alone, you will not make it as a forex trader. What will be happening on daily time frame is not what will be happening on the 1 hour time frame. And it is not going to be the same thing happening on the 1 minute or the 5 minute or 15-minute time frame. So what do you do as a trader? Now, this is where I'm going to tell you or show you what you may not hear from anyone or will be difficult to find. In order to clear yourself from this trend line issue and problem with following the trend, what I suggest is this. This is your MT4, okay? If you are using your PC or whatever you are using, if it's your phone, this is the interface of your MT4 or MT5. Now, you have problem with trend lines because you don't know which time frame trend line is the best. So what do I suggest? Leading Forex, this is what I suggest you do. You go to your indicators and you look for your moving average indicators or any moving average indicator. So these are your indicator column. You go to trend. So you go to trend, you click on trend. You see we have moving average. I would suggest you look for moving average or any other moving average you think is good to use. You click on it, you bring it out and put the period on 50. Okay? So you change the period to 50. Sometimes the default settings is 14. Let me reset it. You see the default settings is 14. That is the default setting. So you change this default setting from 14 to 50. So it becomes 50 moving average. So you click on OK. You can choose to change the color if you don't want the red. So if you want a different color, you can choose. But I prefer the red. So let's put the red on so that the recording, you can see it clearly. So when you are done, you click OK. Now this is your 50 moving average. This is the line, your 50 moving average. Let me zoom in a bit so that we can see it well. You see it? So you can see your 50 moving average on the chart. So what do I suggest? To be able to know what the trend of the market is, this is what I will suggest to you. Now let me zoom in again. I zoom out again. Now this is what you need to do. Now look at it here. Whenever the trade is below the 50 moving average, whenever the trade is below the 50 moving average, here the trend or the trade is below 50 moving average. Whenever it is below, that should tell you it is a down trend. I repeat, whenever the trade is below the 50 moving average, that should tell you that the trend of the market is a down trend. Now this is on the daily time frame. Please do that on the daily time frame, okay? Always do that on the daily time frame. Put your 50 moving average on the daily time frame and then you now scrutinize the market. Whenever the trade is below the 50, it is what? A downtrend. Whenever the trade is above the 50, it is an uptrend. Look at it here. The trade crossed the 50 moving average up here. It crossed it here. And then that was on the 5th of September. It crossed. Let me zoom out a bit so that we can see it bigger. Look at it here. It crossed the 50 moving average on the 5th of September. And then since then, the trade had remained up. This is on the daily time frame. So how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Supposing you entered a buy after it crossed this 50 moving average, how many pips do you think you would have made? Just calculate it yourself. Let's say the candle closed here, and then after it closed here, you entered the market here, buy, because it crossed the 50 moving average. Let's see, how much would you have made? Currently, it is here. You would have made roughly almost 300 pips. You would have made 300 pips. 330. Can you imagine? So supposing you entered the market here, because it is still below the 50. So you entered a sell here. You just decide to enter a sell because you know it is still below. Look at it. How much do you think you would have made, or how many pips you would have made from this trade? Okay, look at it. It stayed down, 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 down. How many days? It's more than 2 months. It's more than 2 months. The trade stayed down. Look at it. It started from here. It's started on the, let's see, on the 5th of May. So since 5th of May 2019, it stayed down up to, let's see, which date is this? 5th of May to, come on, give me the date. Up to, okay, this date is what? 5th of September. So 5th of May to 5th of September, the trade was down. May, June, July, August, September, 5 months. Can you imagine? So look at it here. Over here too, it crossed and went up. And then from this day, which was, this was the candle that crossed. So on this day, which was on the 22nd of January 2019, this trade went all up, stayed up to, let's see this date, maybe somewhere here. This date is 14th of March. So January, February, March, you would have been in an uptrend. Look at here again. Just look at it. Look at this downtrend here. So I don't want to talk much. I just want you to know that when you put out this 50 moving average, you can try any other pair and see, currency pair and see. So that is what you can do. All right. So to identify a trend, whether sell trend or a downtrend, or it is an uptrend, and then you trying to draw your trend line in order to identify the trend, just save yourself the time. And then go to your chart and bring out your 50 moving average. And then simply as you go, with the help of that 50 moving average and other indicators, because you are not going to trade with just the 50 moving average. You should have a combination of other indicators. So you know the trend already. If it is below the 50, you know the trend. If it is above the 50, you know the trend. So yours is to look for trends or signals that are, for instance, this is, I want to just look for another popular, okay, USDJPY. Let's look at it too. USDJPY, look at it. Look at how it stayed down. So anyone who entered into a sell position because it was below the 50 moving average, see what you would have made. Now it crossed over here. See what you would have made. This is on the daily time frame. It crossed here, but if you had entered here, you would have lost. That is why I said you might need other indicators to help you to be able to know whether when it crossed here, you should take the trade. Now, it crossed here, didn't go down, went back, crossed up here, stayed up, until it finally crossed here and came down, up to here. Look at how many days from here. Each of these candles represents a day. So just look at it. Okay, just look at it. Day from here. So which date was this? This was on the, what's the date? The date is 5th of May. So from 5th of May up to somewhere here, up to 7th of August, 5th of May to 7th August, the trend was on the downtrend. So look at it here. It crossed up here. Here it crossed, didn't go up, came back down, crossed, went all up, crossed again, came down, and then finally crossed again here. So like I said, you will need a combination of other indicators that will tell you when to enter into the market or when not to enter. So you need an entry indicator or a signal indicator that will say, okay, sell. Okay, so you should have another indicator that should tell you that, okay, you already know the trend. So once you know the trend, you are looking for another opportunity that will tell you sell. So let's say it came up, it retraced and came back here, and then maybe you had an indicator that told you to sell somewhere here, you would have made a lot of money. And then it retraced back, and then you had another indicator, your indicator told you to sell again here, you would have made another money. And then like that, you see. So it crossed here, your indicator should tell you, okay, sell again, then you sell. Maybe it crossed here up, but your indicator say don't buy because it may come back. So you should have another indicator that will help you to be able to determine when to buy and when to sell after you have seen the trend of the market. Is that okay? I hope this tutorial will save you the hassle in terms of trying to draw a trend line. Okay, so this is it. Try this out with a combination of other indicators, and I will be sure, and I can tell you that you will make some profit out of the forex market. I'm your admin on your YouTube channel, Leading Forex. Subscribe to this channel and please hit the notification button because we have more videos coming your way, and I don't want you to miss it because I'm taking you gradually, step by step, because I know what I'm sharing with you, you might not find it anywhere else. And even if you will find it somewhere else, you will suffer before you see it, or you will do a lot of research. You will actually do a lot of research maybe before coming across some of this information. On this channel, I teach you things differently from what you already know in the forex market. I don't teach you what is already in the forex market. I teach you the other way you can use the same indicators and the same forex chart and do things differently that will bring you the profit. So subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the notification button, and also I have a Telegram page where I share signals daily. You can join that Telegram page from the description box. When you join the description box or you enter into the description box, you will see the Telegram page. Join the Telegram page for daily signals which you can trade to make profit. So you can try to look at this, especially during weekends when the market had closed. Okay, when the market had closed, you can take your 50 moving average on the chart, and then you can go back. That one you can go backwards, and then you analyze what I have just shown you today. Okay, until then, take care and be a good trader. Make more money from forex. I'll meet you with another tutorial coming soon. Stay blessed.